Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the market close for Thursday, March 12th. Holy banana bread. We got another red day. This war is becoming a pain in the butt, guys. But oh boy, what can I say? We are looking at oil being up today. We're looking at everything else pretty much being down. There are some bright spots, and we're going to see that in the market when we get to the market here in just a moment. But yeah, I with all of the darkness that's going on, there's always at least one news story that's a glimmer of hope. And I thought I would start off with that. Believe it or not, the CRTC has they've done something good. The CRTC has actually done something good. I'm normally very much on the CRT's case. I've never been a huge fan of the CRTC, but they have finally stepped in and they've done something about the fees. So as you guys know, if you sign up for a new phone plan, you get hit with a fee. If you want to cancel your plan, there's a cancellation fee. We're being hit by fees left, right, and center. And well, the CRTC says no more. They're saying no more. So they are looking to end all of these fees for internet and phone, like that activation fee. That activation fee is so silly. I mean, quite literally, what is it nowadays? Is it like $50? I don't know. It's expensive, and it's like, I'm giving you my business and you want to give me a fee? Seriously? Yeah, no. Yeah, so the activation fees, the cancellation fees, they're basically trying to make it easier so that, one, if you get bad service, you can leave nice and easy. And, because imagine if you want to switch from Rogers to Bell and Rogers hits you with a cancellation fee and then Bell hits you with an activation fee, you're being double feed. I don't know about you, but I don't even like to be single feed. So the fees are going away. I actually put that on the thumbnail for the simple reason that it's nice to have one little story that is not the war. But, oh guys, a lot of interesting stuff going on in the war. Obviously right now, basically, the International Energy Association, so that IEA, today they warned that this could be the largest oil disruption. So basically our largest oil supply disruption in history, even worse than the 70s. And they said even though they released into the system 400 million barrels, it hasn't done much. It really hasn't done much. Oil is still spiking, and we'll look at the price of oil here in a bit. More ships, more tankers have been struck in the Persian Gulf. So I don't know. Iran's new supreme leader basically said the strait is going to remain closed. So we're not looking at any movement there. It looks like oil is going to, and guys, 20% of the world's oil goes through there. So that's 20% less. Now the U.S. had said that they would escort tankers through, but they apparently are not ready to do that yet. Funny enough, Trump had bullied some ships yesterday saying, oh, come on, don't be, don't be chickens. Just go through the strait. And of course, 3 of them did, and they got hit. So what can we say? There's also been heightened concern of cyber attacks as, the whole Iran thing is getting a little out of control. But nonetheless, let's just jump into the let's lose the headlines and jump into this chart. Oh boy. All right. So here we go. This is our TSX. As you can see, today, not a lot of saving grace. So we began the day right here. Right here. And it's been mostly down. It's been sideways in the afternoon, but I wouldn't really call it recovery. So definitely not looking great. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of things down. We're seeing gold down. We're seeing commodities down. We're seeing oil up. So we do have, there is some positive price in our energy sector, but it isn't enough. Right now we are down 0.56. We are going deeper and deeper into a red March. Guys, I'm going to call it. I'm calling March red. on the 12th of March. I'm calling it. So I feel like on election night, you know how those reporters, they call the election, it's going to be a conservative majority or a liberal majority or a, no, it would never be an NDP majority. But, you know, I feel like that. Right now, I don't see anything on the horizon that can get us above that blue line. So I think the TSX is going to have a red March. All right, the S&P 500 also having a pretty bad day. They're down 1.24%. And yeah, not a lot, nothing, no signs of recovery here. It is mostly down for sure. So they're well below that blue line as well. I'm going to call it for them too. Red month for the the S&P 500. They're not going to get above this blue line. And guys, if you're new to the channel, that blue line is where we entered the month. So if we're below it, it's a red month. If we're above it, it is a green month. Oh boy. All right, the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ, I think, is the only one that has a chance. I'm not calling the NASDAQ yet. They are having a pretty red day, down 1.54%. But nonetheless, they don't have that much room. They have that chance. Tech has that ability to bounce back. So I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm not going to call the NASDAQ. The Dow Jones Industrial also having a pretty bad day, down 1.26%, well into the red. You know, I'm not going to call the smaller. I won't call the smaller stocks, although Dow Jones Industrial is big. But let's just switch to the actual little guys, which are the Russell. The Russell actually, it's interesting. They actually started up. They had some momentum in this morning. This afternoon, they have sort of treaded back down, but they're also in that red territory. All right, looking at our commodities, we're down right across the board. Gold down 1.55%. Silver down pretty much a full percent. Copper down 0.45. Platinum down 1.10. All right. Looking at oil, and I added Brent, guys, so we now got both. So WTI, West Texas Intermediate, trading right now at $94. They're up 8.21%. And Brent is selling at $100 a barrel. It is up 8.22%. So, well, it keeps changing. And Bitcoin, crypto is kind of, they're treading water, but they're at least staying a little bit above. So right now, Bitcoin up 0.15. Ethereum doing even better, up 0.7. So not too shabby. Looking at our heat maps, get ready, get used to the color red, guys. There is, hello, go away. There is a lot of red here today. Although, look at this one. Here's Rogers, 0.00. I always said Rogers was a zero. Sorry. I have this love-hate relationship with Rogers. We'll just say that. But the banks today definitely feeling a bit of pressure. Look at this. TD down 1.21. BMO down 1.52. Scotiabank 1.49. Holy banana bread. Our gold stocks also down. Barrick Gold's down. Wheaton Precious Metals. Look at that. Cameco, though, uranium seems to be doing okay today, up 0.86. And our oil stocks, they are all looking pretty good. You got CNQ, Canadian Natural Resources, up 3.36. Cenovus is up. Imperial Oil up 1.68. Suncor, Torlamine up another 2.89%. And both of our railroads down. CP down 1.57, CNR down 1.32. Yikes. Now, our consumer staples actually look to be doing okay. You know, and discretionary too. We got Alimentation Couche-Tard up, Dollarama up. Well, Weston is up as well. But here's an interesting one over here. Nutrien up 6.07, and this makes sense because this is the time of year when they're selling a lot of potash. And we had Chad in here yesterday was saying that there's that cycle that excuse me, that China has, and I think this might be the year. Like China buys big from us every 3 to 5 years or something like that. So this may be the year. Nutrien definitely doing good, and plus any other companies I think selling potash are probably in the green today. All right, looking at the United States, a lot more red, a lot more red. Tech mostly deep in the red. You got NVIDIA down 1.5, Apple down 1.7, Google's down, Microsoft's down, Meta 2.45, Tesla 2.62. So interesting. And we'll look at Tesla here in a minute for another reason. But yeah, there's not a lot of good in the U.S. markets. A little bit in their energy, like ExxonMobil up 1.74. But yeah, not a lot of good here. All right, switching over to crypto, and it's apparently in a snowstorm. What the banana bread? All right. Well, that's, you know what? We'll do this the hard way. We'll just duplicate this tab here, and we'll just go in and we'll just grab ourselves a fresh heat map here. All right, heat maps, ETFs, nope, crypto, bang. There we go. Now you see red here, they are in the green. The heat map is using a different time zone for calculating the 24 hours. So that's why you might get a bit different. So Bitcoin is in the red today. So for our crap coin of the day, is in the green. We're gonna grab a red coin. Let's not go deep this time. Let's actually grab somebody in the middle. Here's one. We'll grab this one. Here we go. And let's put my head, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this. And we have ozone chain. Okay. So I don't know what ozone chain does. I know what ozone does in the atmosphere, obviously, O3. But this is ozone chain, so I don't know what they're doing, why you're chaining ozone together. No idea. No idea what this coin does. In a way, for me, this is not an ozone, it's a zero zone because it's got a 0% chance of ever making it into my portfolio. So there you go. I managed to chain a joke into that. So, haha. Guys, this is what I call a crap coin. And the reason I call them crap coins is they are like going to the casino, throwing your dice at the craps table and losing. And that's the way it goes. But, you know, if you are interested in ozone chain, be sure to do your due diligence. You know, don't just blindly jump into one of these crap coins. Read the white paper. Make sure it makes sense to you. I would even follow the developers on social media to find out I know exactly what I'm getting in for. But I'll tell you this much, I'll never get into this. As far as this coin is concerned, I'm a CFC. So I don't, all right, that's enough jokes on them. So guys, this is not the way to make money in crypto. If you want to make money in crypto, stick to your big coins. So we're talking your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your XRP, your Cardano, Solana, and gosh darn it, even the Dogecoin. All right, let's zip on back over here and let's put ourselves on the TSX, still down 0.57, but we'll see how things are going to go. And in the meantime, let's go back to Big Me and let's hit the chat. Chris is in the house first in a sea of red. TOU is my green spot. Nice. Brian says, good afternoon, everyone. And we got the Financial Express on. So yeah, if today we do 4 supers or 4 gifted subs, we're doing a show tomorrow. And I really hope we do, because tomorrow is the day we find out if any of you guys, or me, if any of us wins one of them gold coins. I want to win. I really, really want to win, guys. But I will tell you, I'm not super lucky. So I will take my win through one of you guys, hopefully. All right, Chad says, of course, oil spiking because I sold it all. And Oxy hit all-time high today. Yes. Chad, you did warn us yesterday that oil was going to spike. So Paul is in the house with a good afternoon. Roku in the house with a hi all. All right. And we have Brian saying another crappy day, down 1%, not selling, and it's a buy the dip as dividends come in. Yeah, buy the dip day for sure. Did any of you guys get any really good deals? I'm kind of curious. What was your best deal? What was your best deal today? Paul says some Twitter posts are saying seasonally March 12th is the bottom for the S&P 500 for the year. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'll tell you, I'm not convinced that tomorrow is going to be a day of recovery. So you got to look at it, but you have to look at it this other way too, Paul. Most years we don't have a war going on. So this whole Iran thing is kind of throwing a lot of rules out the window. So I don't know about that March 12th. I hope you're right. Like, I hope I'm wrong. I'm calling a red month right now for the TSX. I hope I am so wrong on that. I'll take it and I'll own it. Roku says, hey, red days makes it easier to burn down the RRSP. So there's that. You know what? I'll tell you what, Paul, just going back to Paul here. All right, let's do something stupid. Why not? If at the end of March, we make it back into the green, my first live stream in April, I'll wear my green Santa hat. I'll wear my green Santa hat. You guys remind me I said this in case I forget, but I don't think I will. I'll wear that green Santa hat for a stream if we can make it back in. Oh boy. All right, Roku says, hey, red days makes it easier to burn down the RRSP, so there's that. Okay, fair enough. That's, yeah, absolutely. Samantha's in the house with a hello, everyone. Lance says, good afternoon, everyone. And guys, we've got Mary in the house, and Mary is our official captain of the like button. So that means, guys, if you have not yet hit that like button, now's the time. I'm going to quickly check on the test box, see where we're at. But now is the time to hit that like button. It really does help the algorithm. It pushes us out to more folks, and I like that. I like that a lot. So right now we're sitting at 25. Oh, we can double that easy, guys. Let's get it to 50. I'm going to have some coffee. I know, just get us started. Get us started on the road to 50. Very good. All right. Paul says originally sold 50 Tesla shares for 105. NVIDIA shares then sold the NVDA for HHIS.U, collected HHIS.U distributions and reinvested. Today sold the HHIS.U and bought back 50 Tesla and buy 2.4 NVIDIA. Yeah, interesting. So yeah, and I know yesterday we were talking a little bit about Tesla. Actually, let's go over to the swing list for a second. All right. And, you know, me and Paul were talking. We were talking about the 3 hits and that we might be flipping the resistance. We might be flipping it to a support. And I said that there's a chance it could break back down into it. So let's take a look and see if that is exactly what happened. All right, where is my Tesla? Here it is. All right, and that is what happened. Yeah, look, it did break out yesterday, and it came right back down. So we're inside, so this may not have flipped. And that's always that thing. I always like to get a confirmation. And that confirmation is this here almost was a confirmation because it did, you know, it did bounce once off of it. But, oh, somebody was phoning me. I'm like, what? Don't phone me in a stream. So yeah, it bounced off and then it did come back inside. So now I need to see what it's going to do. Because I'll tell you, if it would have bounced again right here, I was planning to open up a Tesla move. But it didn't because it punched through. I'm like, now I need to see what it's doing. I need to see what it's doing. Yesterday as well, guys, we actually did 2 of these. We were talking about that, and let's go to this other one as well. We were talking, of course, about Bitcoin, and I actually kind of made a prediction on where I thought Bitcoin was probably going to go. And let's take a look here. So yeah, so here was yesterday. We were up here, and I predicted it would come down like here, and it did, and then go back up, and it did, and then come back down. It did, and now it's kind of on the way back up. Now, mind you, it's a lot tighter than this prediction here, but it looks like we're coming back up to retest up towards, up towards almost 71. So we are, and of course, once it does this, it'll probably come back down again. But it's sort of basically moving just like I drew yesterday. So I'm liking it. I'm liking it. It means that we probably have a channel. So I, you know, if you're somebody who wants to play a Bitcoin related thing, channels are good. Channels are good. All right, and Navigil. Oh my gosh. Guys, I just did this whole thing without actually having the screen up. I can't believe it. It's been so long since I've done that. All right, this is the Bitcoin one. And these little blue lines here, these are what I drew yesterday. And this is what it's done. Down, it went up, it came back down. It didn't go all the way down. Then it's starting to come back up again. So yeah, it's doing this, it's doing what I thought it would do. So I'm liking it. It means that so far I'm getting more confidence in this channel. So a little more confidence here that we may have a bit of a descending channel, which is fantastic. And just to go back once again, and I was talking as well about Tesla, and this is what you guys didn't get to see as I was talking about it. So it broke out yesterday. It came down, it retested this. So we were hoping it was going to flip this to a support. It retested it. It did hold the first moment, but then it didn't go up much. It came back down and went through it. So right now I'm waiting to get some more clarity on what this is going to do. So that breakthrough prevented me from getting in on a trade here because I was thinking about it. Paul, I wanted you to be right. I wanted you to be right on that one so bad. All right. Navigil says, I think this year will not, let's see, I think this year will be not how much you make, but how much you don't lose. I went cash in December and sitting in T-bills. Okay, fair enough. And you know what? Yeah, I mean, this might be a year that defensive investing is really going to pay off. So, we're going to see. We're going to watch. I mean, we'll be here the whole year. So we will definitely see it for sure. Brian, I read an article yesterday. Many farmers booked their fertilizers last fall and locked in their price at the same time. Those that didn't will be paying a lot more for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I've even heard that there might even be a bit of a fertilizer shortage because there was talk that some Canadian farmers are at that point where they might have to just go with a little bit less nitrogen than normal into their soil. So it could be interesting. Paul, so about $600 Canadian profit versus watching the original Tesla shares go up and down. Let's see. Ozone is the no zone. Ooh, that's a good one. I should have used that one, Ian. I should have thought of it, but I didn't. You got that one. All right. Oh, and guys, I see a super sticker. We got a super sticker in here for $1 coming in from Mr. Paul. And guys, that releases our first goat. That is our Monopoly goat, our evil Monopoly goat. So we are 3 away from adding tomorrow's show. And thank you very much, Paul. All right, now let's get back. Whenever I go, I sort of memorize where I'm at. And I was about to get to big. Howdy, everyone. Happy Thursday. Let's make some money. Oh, it's always good to make money. Let's see. Lance says, the color green is only a fond memory of my portfolio. I'm hoping they will be reunited this spring. I hear you. I hear you. I like it when it's green behind me. Let's see. Big says, I'm feeling it too. Patience is a must. We'll get her back. Yeah, absolutely. We certainly will. Rory, I have a sell of 20% of C&Q if it hits $68 per share. Nice. All right, and yes, we have the Financial Express on for tomorrow. Oh, Rory, HOD will reverse split at these levels, 170 per share, looking for a press release on Global X consolidation soon. Well, we'll see. We're going to see what happens. Let's see here. I am down 1.49% year to date. Well, that's not that bad. It's not that bad, but, hopefully, I really hope this... I hope the war doesn't go that long, but I'll tell you, I kind of feel like it's going to go longer than a month. I feel like it will go longer than a month for sure. Rory says green on CU, Canadian Utilities, C&Q, Enbridge in my portfolio. Nice. Pathfinder. I purchased heavy on VLE and HME. It's helping a little. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Lisa says, hi, everyone. Paul says, we do not see your screen. I know. I know. I did it again. Anyone in Saskatchewan get that smart meter for electricity? What are we seeing? You weren't seeing anything. I can't believe, yeah, I know. I can't believe I did that again. I really can't. Guys. And that's probably, you know what? This is probably, when Paul dropped the super sticker, it was probably to try to get my attention. Brian says, we can only imagine what you were looking at. I know. See no evil. I see what you mean. Been so long since I did that, being a few days ago. Well, all right. Well, it feels like it's been a long time. It feels like it's been a long time, Paul. Canoe is meandering around 1650. Got an order at 1620 to buy. Might even lower it. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see if that happens. All right. Let's see here. Exactly, Paul. Let's see. Perlovia says, gold coin day tomorrow. Let's have a winner here. I know. I want one of us to win, guys. I want one of us to win. Now, we've got a lot of people who've had big, big wins on the flip. You know, I got 60,000. Roku's wife got 100,000, I think. Aaron got 100,000. There's been a couple of other 60,000s and some 70,000s in there. So, you know, maybe we can. Is this me asking for too much? Wouldn't it be nice if more than one of us won? You know, I'm just saying. I'm saying. All right. Wahipple is in the building with a hello. My only green today is pay. Oh, no. Yeah. Well, energy related. There we go. Lance, is there a range that you will wait before buying the dip? For example, 0.5%, 1%, or even more below your average cost before buying the dip? A lot of times what I do, Lance, excuse me. A lot of times I might look at a few things, and if it looks like it's got downward momentum, I might throw in some limit orders and see if they happen. I don't know. I don't, I won't spend everything immediately. Like if we get the first dip in March, if I've got, with a 0 to 100K, for example, I've got a $500 budget, plus, of course, the dividends, and plus, of course, all of these supers go into that as well. I'm not going to just immediately spend the entire $500 on the first dip that comes along. But I think right now, I've spent most of it. I think I've got about maybe 200 of it left. But, and there's still some dividends to come into. So I kind of look at it this way. But at the same time, if we have a day where there is a mega dip, so, things like, for example, Independence Day. I was going to say Independence Day, but Liberation Day, that was a mega dip. If you get a mega dip, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to do it. But I like to spread it out, and I kind of look at sentiment. And right now, I think, things keep going lower. So I think there's going to be more. I think there will be bigger dips down the road in this month. But, it's hard to say. And that's the problem. That's one of the reasons, guys, when I always say that dollar cost averaging tends to win the day. We have 1 minute to the bell, so guys, that is a little loud. So you can always turn the volume down if you got animals that are unnerved by the bell, or if you're unnerved by the bell. But yeah, what I was saying is dollar cost averaging over time will almost always be trying to time the market. It's true. It's 100% true. So I always keep that in mind too. So typically I like the dollar cost average, but I also like to buy the dip. So I kind of like a more of a hybrid approach to it overall. Let's see. Ian says, Wealthsimple says I'm up 5% year to date. Guys, I'm lucky. There we go. Nice. Paul, everyone in BC has smart meters for BC Hydro for a long time. Even my Fortis gas meter just switched to a smart meter a few months ago. You know, I don't have a clue if my meter is a smart meter or not. I don't know. And guys, it is time. The market's closed. The bloodbath has stopped. So, although we still have 15 minutes of data to come into a trading view. All right, let's see here. The Epic Coder. Do you think well is good for swing trading? Oh boy. Well. You know what? Let me pull it up. Let's pull it up. Let's take a look. All right, here we go. Well Health Technologies. Here we go. Let's pull it up and take a gander at it. It's not one that would ever cross my mind right off the bat. I will say that immediately. But I'm going to pull this down a little bit, and we'll take a look and see what they've been doing lately. Yeah, now, at one point, so just to sort of put this in here, let's just take a gander. At one point, we actually did have a channel here. Well, not really a straight channel, actually. Well, kind of straight, actually. If we go along, sorry, don't look at that, but we use these ones in here. So yeah, this here, this was tradable. Other than a little bit of mishmash in the middle where you're moving along the center, I don't like that. But we did have a little bit of clearness in here. So yeah, can you swing it? You can. Would I swing it? I wouldn't. One of the reasons is I like companies with very strong fundamentals. And I do like I like what they're doing, but they're that type of company that if they decide to have a bad day, or if things flip on them, they can stay down for a lot longer than I think a lot of the big fundamental companies would. So for that reason, I probably would pass on them. But I can see, and here's look at this long stretch here. There's this long, see, they tend to, and I'm seeing this here, you get this long stretch where you don't have enough volatility. And that's what this is. It's not super volatile in this stretch. And, once again, I mean, look at this. This is, you do have a channel in here, but it's just, it's not worth it. I would never play a channel this narrow. So, and I see a lot of that. And then you get a couple of big movements, and then it seems to be falling in. Now, I don't know if that's its normal trend, but just going back to the last couple of channels, that's kind of what I saw. Now, here's another little channel, but once again, look how narrow that is. I'm not even going to put the lines here. I don't think this is one that you would make a lot of money on if you were swinging. And I think when you have a channel that narrow too, sometimes it's easier to lose money at the same time. So I would say no. I would say well is not a good company when it comes to swing trading. Brian, let's see, I had 90,000 and 40,000 total, a little over 132 on my spins. Holy banana bread. All right, well, you definitely need to win. And see, Rory disagrees. Rory says, I have well as one of my possible swings. Now, mind you, there's a couple of different things. I swing channels. I'm a channel swinger. There are other ways to swing. And, especially if you're doing something a longer term, there might be bigger patterns. There might be some bigger stuff going on. But the time frames that I swing on, it's not, to me, I wouldn't do it. But, I'm not saying that there isn't anything. I'm just saying that it's not in my area that I would do that one. All right, Paul says, my only green today is Palantir and PLTE. Yeah, okay, I can understand that. And Marin is in the house. Hello, guys. Good day to buy the dippy dip. Let's make some cash at the end of this crazy war. Yeah, I agree. Hopefully it isn't too crazy. Now, Rory says, Wealthsimple, that one guy who spins once will get it all. Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing. Because I think there's, what is it? Is there 15 coins? So I think it's 15 coins. So if there's 15 coins, I'm pretty sure they're not going to let one person win all 15. I'm pretty sure you're only allowed to win one. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure though, but it seems to me if I was doing a contest like that, I would put a stipulation in that once you won a coin, you don't get to do again. You don't get two. All right. Scott says, am I late for the bell? No, no, you are not. Let's say good thing she doesn't use a trumpet at 2 o'clock. A trumpet. Oh my gosh. Marina is in the house. Hello, all. My only reds today are Utes and ENCL. I'm staying put with that. I have not buying anything, too much uncertainty. Those are your only reds? Did you mean to say greens? No, I don't know. I don't know. I was just thinking like ENCL probably. I thought ENCL would have done good today. Let me take a look. ENCL. I mean, yeah, they're up 1.35%. I think you meant green. I think maybe they are red. I'm not sure. But I mean, just coming back here, yeah, right now, there's no way they could be in the red if you bought them ever. It's actually, yeah, you have to have meant green because right now they're at an all-time high. So yeah, they've never been as high as they are right now. So you meant green. I got it. There we go. A little deductive reasoning. Lance said, I spent about 1/3 of my dry powder since the beginning of the month. I'm trying not to use it all and take from payday 2. Hopefully only a month or so more before a recovery. I hope so. And guys, we are 3 away. Wahibble, I just buy the morning the money shows up in my account, my lowest market value holding. Oh, there we go. Rory deployed another 500 pesos to the TFSA and sitting back until limit orders are hit. Yes, Rory loves those limit orders, but you know what? They're not a bad way. Because a lot of times, guy, you see something that's in the red, it's having a red day, you jump in, you buy some. Well, you could always just put a limit order for a little bit lower than where it's at right now. And, you know, if it does hit it, you've just gotten a better deal. Scott sold sold the KRN and flipped it into MDA. Yeah, I like MDA. Go Easy is sinking faster than the Titanic ever did. Yeah, they're still falling. They're still actually, I was actually, oh, let's go back here to the regular page. I was removing a few of these so I had room, and I left Go Easy there because I was just looking at it and like, look at this. They're now down to $35. So they've fallen another 13% today. Yesterday, Vince asked, could they be going bankrupt? I said I didn't think so, but I'll tell you, they're not moving in the right direction. They're really not moving in the right direction. Yeah, they just keep on chugging down, that's for sure. That's pretty good, Charles. Good job. Brian says, nice, Scott. They did well. I don't have much money in them. I might just keep putting in money on them when I have less than enough pocket change to buy on MSTE, which I buy after mother purchases. Hippo says, today's video was really interesting. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, okay. I was going to say, I kind of went a little experimental with the thumbnail for the video that's going to drop tomorrow, guys. Channel members can see it today, but I kind of wanted, because it's a video on HDIV versus VDY. And I was sitting there, actually, I was exercising, and as I was exercising, in my mind, I was like, it's kind of like HDIV on one shoulder, VDY on another, and then I started to think of the whole idea of, you know, the angel on your shoulder and the devil on your shoulder, and I just turned that into a motif for the thumbnail. So there's a, you know, it's kind of out there, but I do like the video a lot. Every day, not every day, I was going to say everyday adventure, but it's Bert. What are your thoughts on LNR? I've done some good swings with them. LNR. Let's take a look at LNR. Let's try that again. LNR, here we go. So Liminar Resources. Let's pull this up. All right. Oh, look at that. They just had some earnings. Good earnings too. They went up from their earnings, but then they immediately fell down. Fun, 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 fun. Okay, so let me take a look. So right here, I'm just taking a look. Even right here, I can see a channel coming along in here. There we go. Whoops. Let's just pull a second one. So right away, I can see, I can see a nice little channel here, basically ranging from about $91 up to about 94. So there is some movement in there. So yeah, I could play that. I could play that. I normally like it to be a little bit lower in price just because the way I play, but this one's not bad. Yeah, I'm looking back here. We got another channel. Now it's a well, it's a little thin in there, but even then you're still, I mean, because of the price range, even in here, it's like going from 85 to what, 87-ish. So you got a couple dollar price range in there. So, yeah, I'm just taking a look back. Yeah, you could play this. I could play this. So yeah, not a bad one. Not a bad one. You could certainly do that for sure. All right. Mary says, let's hit the like button. Let's get to 65. All right. And I said 50. I said, let's just get to 50 initially. Let's see if we have already done that. If Mary's already asking for 65, maybe we have. Let's see, 40. Oh, we're only at 43, guys. Holy banana bread. Guys, come on, let's get to 50 really quickly. Just 7 of you right now, 7 of you, hit that button. And I'm going to have some coffee. Oh, so good. Scott says, I was 37. Sorry, I meant green. I know! I figured it out. Yeah. That's exactly what I knew. I knew it was green. I knew it was right away. I'm looking at it. I'm like, well, no, she can't mean red. Right away. Jordan is in the house. Hey, Jordan, how are you doing? It's been a long minute. Let's see. Happy Thursday, Candice. Candice, not Canada. Happy Thursday, Candice. Hope you're well. My research into the new MJ product completed yesterday. It is viable and stable and high potency. The new MJ product. So I assume this is like a marijuana product. Is it like a gummy, or I don't know. I know so little about drugs. At first, when when I see MJ, I think of Mary Jane Watson first before I think of marijuana. But that's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. All right. And guys, very quickly, we have a gifted Mountain Finance membership coming in from Lance and Jordan. Jordan, holy banana bread. I just finished reading your comment and you won. Congratulations and thank you very much, Lance. And of course, guys, that is Goat Squad territory. Our Bay Street goat is out and grooving to the bell. Grooving to the bell for sure. All right. Holy banana bread. I love it when crazy stuff like that happens. That is absolutely funny. And Niece is in the house. Hey, Niece, how are you doing? Niece, of course, is our our representative from Sweden. I love it. Rory, 4 red, 9 green. Oh, gosh. It almost feels like it's like go 4 down the red street, then turn left, go 9 green. Yeah. I don't know. Brian says, I know a person whose iPhone shows reverse colors. Stock up shows red, stock down shows green. That would confuse me to no end. You can, most of these things, you can actually customize the colors. I think you might even be able to do it on TradingView. I don't know how, but I think you can. I think I saw it somewheres once when I was looking through settings. But yeah, you can change the colors. Well, imagine if you had some kind of a red-green, maybe a red-green color. Is there a red-green colorblind? I know there's like a blue-green, I think. I don't know. But if you were colorblind either to red or green, maybe you might want different colors. So that might be like an accessibility feature. Interesting. All right. I'll check that out later. I'm not going to change the colors, guys. We've already got the red-green thing going. you know, and not the duct tape red green, but you know. Aaron, hey all, just added some more Kraken Robotics on the pullback. Nice. I do like Kraken Robotics a lot. Scott, was the drop on MDA because of the New York Stock Exchange listing? Most likely, because I think they actually printed some shares to do that. So that would be basically, that is dilution. So that will pull it down a little bit. But I think overall will actually end up working in your favor. All right. Navigil, Go Easy was a easy short this week. Did you short it? Because that's brilliant. I love it if you did. Aaron says MDA typically drops on news. That too. Let's see here. Kelly says my limit buys for Air Canada and SURG were not successful so far. My IVN came through though. I'm going to need chairman gloves for that falling knife. Yeah. Oh, chainmail. It's funny. I read chairman and I'm saying, gosh, I'd rather have chainmail. That's what was going on in my head. But yeah, you meant chainmail. All right. Autocorrect. That's one of the first things I do, guys. Whenever I get a new computer or something, first thing I do is I go in and turn off autocorrect. It's like, nope, if I'm going to make a mistake, I don't mind you putting the little red squigglies under it so I can manually fix it, but I want to own my mistakes. I don't want you to create a worse mistake with autocorrect. Niece says, did see something about they changed what the banks could charge for a bank account or something like that, so that explained why Canadian banks are down a little. I'm not sure if it was the banks. I thought there was big news today with cable, so internet, cable, and phones. So the big, basically our big telecommunication companies, they fee you as much as they can, and they are no longer allowed to. So that was something that came out today. So they can't charge you activation fees. They can't charge you cancellation fees. And then they also said, the CRT said they've got more changes coming to sort of help the consumer being able to, one of the big things is just being able to move between services. All right. Let's see. J.R. Ewing. Now there was a chairman. Yeah. Who shot him, by the way? I don't know. Paul said I was 20. And let's see, Rory, wishes I had more shares of Westar oil stock. I have never heard of this before, but I have a feeling we're about to see something that went up crazy. Let's take a look. Westar. West Diamond, Westar Battery. How did Westar Battery do? Well, they didn't do anything. Okay, so Westar Oil. Let me try it. Westar Oil. South Star, Arctic Star, Blue Star, Shooting Star, Star Royalties. I don't know what that is. I like royalty companies. It's a penny stock, though, so I'm not going to get tempted by it. I have no idea what Westar Oil stock is. Now I have to take a look. Let's go to Google. Let's go to Google. Westar Oil. All right. Oh, okay, here we are. Westar Oil Company. All right, let's take a look here. Westar. Oops. All right. Let's see. Westar. Oh, look at this. Westar. Oh, it's not Westar. It's Westar. All right, that helps. All right, let's try it that way. All right, Westar. Oh, come on. Can't you give me Wes? All right. All right, you know what? Let's try it in here. Let's try it in here. Westar, Westar. Oh, here we are. There's Westar Resources, Westag, Westarter. Oh, all right. This I do not know. I do not know what's going on. Yeah. Interesting. So yeah, Westar. So we start. Yeah. I am not able to find it. So I do not know what's going on with that one. All right. Rory. Chad says, see, bought some Air Canada and it dropped even more. No winning some days. There are days like that for sure. Hey, welcome back, Jan. Jan says, I tried to move my TFSA from Questrade to Wealthsimple, but it failed. Now, all of my book values are currently to the day they put it back, not when I bought, affecting my liquidity. Is this normal? That's a good question. I've never tried to do that with Questrade. Now, did they tell you why it failed? Like, that seems kind of strange that it failed. But yeah, the thing is, I thought, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I thought when you move from one, like, so for example, moving from Questrade to Wealthsimple, I thought that the actual adjusted cost base and all of that was supposed to come with it. Like, I did not think that would, because you're not selling it and rebuying it. Your account, or, I guess in this case is your TFSA, it really wouldn't matter because it's not going to impact anything tax-wise. But I thought they would stay the same. Guys, anybody who has made that transfer, if you can throw some information over here to Jan, please, I would really appreciate it. And Jordan says, thank you for the gift. There we go. Lance, you're quite welcome. We need to get Candace to 20K subs. We do. We absolutely do. It's a long journey, but you know what? If I could somehow hit 20K subs before Christmas, I get to put the tree up early, and I'm gonna do it. I'll do it. All right. Oh, and this is in regards to that MJ product. So it's a blended concentrate, a few pot ingredients combined into one. That's why so many stability tests were done. It is both edible and smokable. Okay, interesting. All right. Like I said, I don't really know a lot about drugs, but I know about caffeine. That's technically a drug, but yeah, I don't know a lot about that, Jordan. But hey, awesome. TA, Air Canada keeps falling. It looks like the next support level might be around 1550, but I could be wrong. Well, yeah, let's take a look at Air Canada. Let's head on over. Whoops. All right, let's get out of here for a moment. Where am I at? No, I'm not in the right one. I need to be in the swing list. Here we go, Air Canada. Oh boy, yeah, look at this. Yeah, they're down here at 17. They're down here at 17, but here we go. Let's take a gander. All right, let's pull this all in here. All right, so you're thinking support. Well, that's yeah, that would be a low one, but you're right. Yeah, there is a support rate in here. I can see my line already. That's at 16. So, and why do I have that? Yeah. Oh, no, I don't know what that is. Was that a support? Hard to say. Yeah, you know what? There is some support in around 16. So, will they fall to that level? It really depends on this war, right? If this war keeps going, and that's the thing. A lot of people got in on swing trades on them, knowing it's going to be a long swing trade up in here. I got in up in here. So it's going to be it could be a very interesting thing. I may, if this keeps happening, I might even do some step down trades on Air Canada just to lower my number a bit. Even though I'm still, I'm in for the long haul. I'm okay with that. All right, and we're 2 away. We're 2 away from tomorrow. Let me see. Jan says, it gets me out of a few buys like MSTE if I want, but I'm in the red now or borderline on a lot of my portfolio. I may need the liquidity, so I'm not sure what to do. The balance seems in the ballpark. Have you, and I hate to say this, but have you actually contacted Questrade? I would contact them. First of all, find out why it failed. And explain what happened, with your adjusted cost base and things like that. See if they can get that fixed, because it seems to me that they should be able to get that fixed. That's what I think. All right, will Iran bomb AI companies? Well, that's a good question. Now they, you know what? I'm not going to say no. They did hit an Amazon data center, so. But obviously right now, most of it is limited to the Middle East. So obviously, I think the stuff in North America is relatively safe. Now, the FBI did warn They did put out a warning that there could be some drones, apparently in California. That there might be some drone attacks, but right now everything seems to be limited to the Middle East. And so they can they do some damage? Yes. Can they do significant damage? No. So that's kind of the way I look at it. Let's see. Roy says, be wary of guests on BNN. One is a bear, another is a bull. Yeah, you got to be. This is the thing. Whenever you got a show, it doesn't matter what the show is. Obviously, they want ratings. They want people to watch it. So sometimes they will bring in a bull. Sometimes they'll bring in a bear. Sometimes they'll bring them in both in at the same time. But it's always good to know what that person's perspective is, and always to keep in mind, because BNN interviews somebody and they happen to be a bear. Yeah, many bears are wrong. I mean, look at Kramer. Kramer is probably the biggest bear out there, or bull at times, and is almost always wrong. Aaron says, sounds like RSO. There we go. I don't know what RSO is. Brian, I did read the MDA issued 300 million in new shares for the New York Stock Exchange. Yes, absolutely. And that's what I was talking about. ADBE is dead. AI killed it. Yeah. I mean, AI has impacted so many software companies. And yeah, there's going to be software companies that are just, it's like ChatGPT. You can just type into ChatGPT and it will do what your company used to do. Now, I'm not familiar with ADBE in particular, but it's not a surprise. Let's see. RSO is one of the ingredients. All right. Oh, wait. RSO, I think the O probably stands for oil. That's as far as I can. Oh, wait a minute. The S might stand for salicylate, maybe? I have no idea what they are. Let's see. Paul says it was NSF fees, maximum $10 instead of the 45. Oh, did that come through? Oh, I like that. Yeah, NSF fees are crazy. They are crazy. I had one a few years ago, and it wasn't. It was a situation where I think it was the bank. Actually, it was more than a few years ago, but I've had some before where the bank made an error that caused the NSF, and then they hit me with a fee, and I'm like, what? If you phone them and fight them enough, though, they'll waive it. But nonetheless. NSF max charge will be $10 now, not what they wanted. That would explain. Nice, that's what you're talking about. That would definitely explain some of the red in the banking system as well, because, they like their money for sure. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Let's help this wonderful Banana Bread channel. Finance channel with a Banana Bread offside. So there we go. Yeah, guys. Let me take a look here. We had to have hit our 50. We had to. I keep forgetting. If it weren't for Mary, I would forget half the time. And now Marin's the unofficial captain. Mary's the official captain, but Marin wants to help out too. So, we're at 61. Guys, you know me. I love to get to 70. If we could just get 9 more at 70, I shut up. I totally shut up. No more talk about the like button at that point. Now, Scott says, what is your opinion on Recursion RXRX? RXRX. I feel like this is like a pharmacy type stock, but here, let me take a gander at it. RXRX. All right. Pharmaceuticals. Here we go. Recursion Pharmaceuticals. Let's take a look here. Oh boy. So they're definitely they're trending in the wrong direction. I'm just noticing lower highs, lower lows. I don't like that at all. All right, they don't have any kind of a dividend. That's fine. Let's take a quick gander at their back end. This is what I was afraid of. Look at this. Return on equity, negative 59.54%. Now, they don't have a lot of debt, but they're not profitable right now. So I don't know what's going on, but they're definitely not profitable. Rory, Westars from the Dallas. Oh, okay. You had me looking up a fictional oil company, Rory. That's hilarious. I love it. Oh, let's see. All right, I'm gonna skip over the marijuana stuff because I don't know what I'm talking about on that. All right. Kevin, Kevin's laughing at me. Yeah, it's fictional. I never saw the original Dallas. I did see the remake, but now that you mention it, oh gosh, you know what? I think that's why it sounded familiar. Um, the remake I think was only on for like a couple of seasons, uh, but I never actually watched the original back in the what was that, 70s, 80s? Let's see, that's pretty cool. Let's see, I don't know who shot JR, so I don't know Westar either. I know. Um, Everybody knows that JR got shot, though. Like, there was that one summer where everybody was saying, who shot JR? Who shot JR? And I think there were t-shirts that said, who shot JR? Definitely very good marketing on the networks, on the network for sure. Let's see, never knew Kristen Shepard shot Chris, is that who shot JR? Kristen Shepard? Okay. Torpat says, hi all. Busy day. We are for sure getting a red day tomorrow. I think so. I think so. Yeah, Iran is using drones to attack ships in the Strait. Yeah, absolutely. 3 more ships got hit in the last 24 hours. So, yeah, it's, and the U.S. hasn't even started protecting. Now, Trump did say he was thinking of taking control of the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, see, my acronym is working. Her, and then what cows say, moose. So anyway, that line is working well for me. But yeah, so with the Strait of Hormuz, he's talking about taking control of it. That would be ground troops. That's the only way you're taking control of it. So that could get kind of messy. Absolutely. Samantha, I enjoyed your VDY HDIV video today. Very interesting. Do you think an extended bear market will affect the HDIV returns more? I wouldn't call this a bear market yet. This, like, what's happening right now, this is a depression caused by, well, an extended black swan event, a war. Could a war push us into a bear market? Sure, absolutely. We're not there yet, but yeah, how would it? I think HDIV is very well, is very well here. Actually, here, this is a perfect example. HDIV was in the last bear market. So let's go back to HDIV. All right, and first of all, let's go to our 10-year. All right, so the last bear market, basically in here, this was the bear market. So yeah, I mean, HDIV came down. I mean, it came down from, I guess, at its very high. Now, I always say this big high before the bear market, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. If you calculate from here, you're using the fact that this here was created by a whole bunch of supports. A lot of extra money in the market created this giant, this kind of giant pump that was in the end of coming out of the pandemic. So it went down. Then it went flat for a while. But here's the beautiful part. Let's go in and take a look at that dividend, because that's kind of the thing most people are concerned about, is when we do go into a bear market. All right, and I'm going to take us all the way back to the beginning here. Yeah, 22. There we go. I think this is it. Yeah, here we are. Here we are. Here's the beginning. So they started, when they launched with an basically 11.7 cent dividend. It went up to 18.2. All right. And then, yeah, this is what happened. It ended up falling back down to 12.5. Now, mind you, once again, that giant pump that we had, it pushed a lot of things up, including that dividend. And I think that dividend went up higher than it should have because of that bump that we had seen. Now, it then went down to 12.5. It hung around at 12.5 all the way through. Whoops, going in the wrong direction. It hung around at 12.5 all the way through, and then it started going up. Then it started going up, and now we're sitting at, here we go. Let's get up here, 18.3. So we actually got up to that high, but I think that bump caused it to go up a little bit. But for the most part, yeah, Will it come down a little bit? Maybe. If we had a really long bear market and things were tough, you're probably going to see this retrace a little bit. And that's, it's a normal thing. It's pretty much a normal thing. But they do that because, you get to that point that you lose a lot of volatility. When everything is kind of flat, there's not a lot of volatility. You can't charge as much for premiums. So yeah, it will come down a little bit in the next bear market. I don't think it's going to come down a lot. Like, I don't think it's going to go back down to 12 cents, but you could see this if we had a really bad bear market. I could see this coming back down to about 15 cents. And I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. Paul says, for 20K subs, Candace needs more MSTR, MSTE videos comparing to the US ones too. Well, I actually, I liked that. I love that video, that MSTE video. I thought that was a great video. So I do like that. I do like that a lot. So yeah, maybe we'll definitely be. I'm looking at ways to just try to step outside of the box. I want to step a little more outside of the box. So we kind of got a content format. I want to keep that content format, but also push it a little bit at the same time, because that's how you pull in new viewers. So anyway, and I'm taking some swings. I'm definitely taking some swings for sure. Sorry, grammar cops. I don't know. Like I said, if I can read it, then the grammar's good enough. I'm happy with it. I'm not gonna come in and say, "Oh, Rory, you just committed a double negative." I don't, not to say that you did commit a double negative. I'm just using that as an example. Kevin says, now I know who shot JR after 40 years wondering, Candace. Thank you. All right, there we go. Paul, till war over and oil going back down, Air Canada might not be the swing trade. Yeah, Air Canada is probably going to be, like, until the war's over, Air Canada is not going to have business in that part of the world. So it's a long trade. If you're getting in on Air Canada right now as a swing, you got to be prepared. You're not going to get out of that trade for a long time. Well, at least until this war is over. We'll see how that goes. I honestly don't even think this is one that Trump has the ability to tackle out of, even if he wanted to. Let's see. Did you screenshot your costs before the transfer? That's a good question. That's a really good question. Let's see. Nice says, as of March 12th, the Canadian government has implemented strict new regulations to lower banking costs. Non-sufficient fund fees are now capped at $10 and small overdraft. Okay, yeah, perfect. And that is exactly, that kind of got overshadowed. I got excited about the phone stuff. I should have dug a bit deeper. Because that's also a good one too. And it ties right in with the title of the show. So thank you, Nice, for bringing it up. Let's see. Don't touch a check, then you don't have to worry about an NSF. Or don't bounce a check. Sometimes, though, you know what, chat? It can sometimes you have no say. Like, I think the worst one I ever had, I was in my 20s, I think, and my bank instituted some new charge that I'd never seen before. And it came in and it hit my account, the one that I had my rent in, and it hit my account, and it quite literally knocked me a couple of pennies below the amount that I, was coming out for my rent. And that was enough to bounce. So I then got hit with an NSF from them. My landlord hit me with a fee for that as well. And I was just like, what the heck? Because, I learned my lesson. It's just like, make sure that there's enough money in your account. So if a stupid fee that you've never heard of before pops into your account, you're at least covered. $10 would be a lot more reasonable. Let's see here. Jan says it failed because Wealthsimple doesn't hold one of the stocks I had. Questrade closed my account before it was complete, so I couldn't do anything but cancel to access my account. I did print my book costs, so I have them. Yeah, I would definitely talk to them and get that ironed out, because this sounds very unfair. And they should not be canceling or closing your account until it is complete. And I'm actually surprised. Like, I've known somebody who transferred from Royal Bank to Wealthsimple, and they basically they moved everything, and they continued to move. The few ones that weren't able to move, they just left them behind, and they said, okay, you'll have to move those manually, because they, basically, she had to sell them and move the cash at that point. But, they should. I can't believe that they would actually just kill the whole thing. That to me is stupid. I have this. I've been annoyed for more than a year with Quest Trade, so I don't like them. Oh boy. Rory said, to this day, Quest Trade is still sending me alerts for stocks which are absolutely useless. Really? There we go. There we go. What's going on, Quest Trade? Get your act together. Brian says, when I transferred from TD to Wealthsimple, a few of my stocks were not available on Wealthsimple. I was sent a message asking what I wanted to do, sell or hold at TD. That's how it should happen. You see, that's how it should happen. And the other stocks still went through first. Absolutely. All right, and guys, the Financial Express is on, so if you want a show tomorrow, we do need, we got 2 more to get there. We're almost there. And tomorrow, guys, that is when we're going to find out if anybody won a coin. I do like that. Paul, I don't use checking accounts for bills, so never need to worry about overdraft or bouncing something. I use a line of credits like a checking account, positive than something temporary negative. Okay, fair enough. Paul, if Trump says something good, then markets could go up. That's always a possibility, but you know what? He's starting to sound like the boy who cries wolf. Because, all of the stuff he, on Monday sort of hinting that the war is pretty much over and, made everybody feel like we were at the end, and the markets loved it. And then he sort of turned completely around, and it's like, yeah, no, not, we're going until we hit all of our objectives. And, yeah. Oh boy. Let's see. Remember, I did thankfully print out everything, but my total book value per position, but I do have my book cost per share and number of shares which are correct. Okay, perfect. Rory, I always, as a precaution, use a spreadsheet to calculate book/real price ROI, but that means nothing to the banks. That is true. Banks sometimes don't care. Scott says, forget overdraft fees for checking. You still get charged for not maintaining a minimum balance. Yeah, that is that as well. And that's crazy. Like I know with my old Scotiabank account, if I was under 10,000, it was like $19 a month. I'm like, that's crazy. They need to get rid of that too. Rory says, I dumped Quest Trade a year ago. All right, and Michael says, hello, Candace. Is this an okay time to buy some Air Canada, or is it best to wait for a further dip? Oh, that's a great question, Michael, and we've been talking about Air Canada here. Well, here is Air Canada right now. So yeah, honestly, I think this is not a bad time to be buying Air Canada. However, will it go lower? It might. It might. In many ways, if you were to just start dollar cost averaging here, like let's say you want to get into Air Canada, if you were buying let's say, I don't know, let's say you're buying 50 shares every week, even if it did start to go up, you're still going to get a pretty good deal overall. So it's hard to say. Like, I really didn't think we were going to go below 17, but we did wick down to 1682 earlier. So I think there is some resistance at this level, and I'm hoping it's good. But nonetheless, I got in up here. So I'm just saying, I'm probably, I wish I had waited. I wish I had waited for sure, but I didn't. I got in up here thinking that this would be, hopefully, I was hoping it was going to be a faster encounter. I think initially when it broke out, I was thinking, okay, maybe there's a chance this could be fast, but not yet. Not yet. Scott says Air Canada dropping so fast, even Sully Sullenberger can't save it. Air Canada will be fine on the other end of this, guys. Niece, everything that uses fuel will get raised cost because tacos war. food needs to be transported, so this will last a longer time. Count on higher costs. Yeah. And here's the other problem, guys. And this is something maybe you guys aren't thinking about. On the other end of this, so let's say this goes a month. Let's say it goes 2 months. A lot of these oil places that cut back their production because, well, they can't even transport the oil. You can't just sort of flip a switch and it's back on. In many cases, it might actually take weeks or months to try to get production moving again. So there's going to be a huge, on the other side of this, there's going to be a huge, I'll call it a negative buffer. And it might pull prices down even further, and it might keep prices, might push prices higher and keep things higher a bit longer. So we want to be a little bit careful. Carol, hi everyone. Candace, why are the Canadian banks going down? Does the oil influence them? Well, Nice was mentioning, and I forgot all about this, but the fees, overdraft fees, are now maxed. They're capped at $10. So there is that. So there's, and of course there is, the war is certainly impacting them as well. But I think those fees might be a big part for sure. Rory says, let's have a race between Air Canada and Go Easy to the bottom. Go Easy will win. And no, hands down, Go Easy's pretty much already there. Right, and we're two away. Let's see. Rory says, at least Air Canada can land in the Hudson River. Yeah, that's true. Paul says, even at $395, Tesla is still up 60% on the 1 year. Yeah, nice. All right, they were saying that potash is getting affected by the shipping issue in addition to it being the season where it typically being bought. I heard something about that as well, Scott. I never looked too deep into it, but I did hear it. I did hear something. I don't know if it was just potash that was being transported out of the Middle East, because they also would have to go through that canal, right? The canal, sorry, the strait. Let's see, Pathfinder, what are the thoughts about PRL? Great last 2 news releases. Propel, good old Propel. Give me a second here. There we go. All right. And here we go. Propel Holdings. Now today, they're down a little bit. They're down about 2%. And oh boy, yeah. Oh boy, Propel's really, really kind of they're pretty much, yeah, since about a year ago, they've been on this. They haven't been doing good. I'm a little worried about Propel. Will they bounce back? I think they will. But oh boy, they have certainly had some rough times. Now, I didn't see these two. Let's see here. U.S. Okay. Oh well, this is good news. So Propel Holding launches fresh line and secures additional 150 million commitment from the U.S. Okay, that could help them for sure. And then we also have their other earnings. So nonetheless, I think Propel needs more than just that. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to sort of say Propel is going to do. Oh, I just left Propel. I don't think I'm ready to say that Propel is out of the water yet. I think Propel still. They got a long way to go, I think. Niece, all right. I'm trying to keep track of what's happening with stuff I have invested in. That's how I found your channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you. That's funny. That's fun. Yes, sometimes it's kind of neat to find out how people found your channel or found my channel. Dire Straits. Oh, yes. Actually, I think Stephen Colbert last night made a Dire Straits joke about the Hermuz. Bismarcky, good afternoon, all. Just a little late, but number 69 on the like button. Ooh, we're almost at my goal. If we're at my goal, I'll tell you guys we're there, but I won't talk about the like button again if we're there. So we might be. Let me take a look. Oh, no, we're not. We're still at 60. Guys, we're at 69. One of you, just one of you, get in there, hit that button so I can shut up about the like button. Paul is in with a super sticker, $1, and that releases my favorite goat on the Goat Squad, Space Goat. I love Space Goat. Thank you very much. And guys, that puts us one away from a show for tomorrow. And we got about 10 minutes left in today's show. So time is running out, folks. Pathfinder, let's see. I have a feeling Propel is getting lumped in with Go Easy. Also, murky outlook of U.S. economy. I think Propel is, is not as bad as Go Easy at all, but that is a possibility. Absolutely. Let's see. Scott says I haven't watched late night TV since Letterman left. Yeah, I caught him on YouTube this morning. Bismarcky, let's see. What is happening with Propel? Should we be worried about our banks? No, not at all. Our banks now, Propel it's a different thing. It's a different beast altogether. The Canadian banking system, it is really, really resilient. I've got no fears at all about it. So what can I say? Let's see. Alen says, do you see oil and gas dropping tomorrow? I'm thinking of buying some CNQE tomorrow. Oh boy. It's really hard to say. Like if Trump came out and did another one of his, sort of fake outs saying, oh yeah, everything is okay. We got everything under control. This is all going to end really soon. That would tank gas. That would tank gas. But right now, and guys, let's take a look. We haven't looked at gas. We haven't looked at oil since well, a while back. And let's see here. Yeah, so right now, oh look, WTI is climbing. So it's now up to $95. Brent's sitting at 101. So I'm not optimistic. You might get lucky, Len, but I wouldn't bet on it. I would not bet on it. All right. Carol says, I found your channel when I went to a Blossom event in Montreal. Okay. That's kind of funny. Neat. Let's see. Rory, when CNQ was $42, I wish I added them. Just going back to Carol for a second. Did you run into JJ? JJ might have been there saying, oh, you got to check out Candace's channel. Let's see. Rory, when CNQ was $42, I wish I added. Yeah, and I read that one before. I wish, yeah. I mean, CNQ, I've loved them for a very long time. So even now, I still think everything is going to be pretty good. Pathfinder says, if Trump says everything will end soon, will the market know he's blowing gas? The market didn't last time, but like I said, the boy who cries wolf. You can only do it so many times. Like look at Elon, and I'm using Elon for an example. Back in the day, all Elon had to do was say the word Doge, and the price of Dogecoin would go through the roof. And it got to a point where he did it so much that it lost that power. So Elon could jump on X right now and could go on about Doge for he could do 5 posts on Doge. It's not really going to impact the price very much, not anymore. And I think we will get to a point where Trump, where maybe he'll have a little bit, at least in this war part, where he can't sort of say, oh yeah, guys, it's all right, everything's going to end. Don't worry, prices will be down. And even now, all of his people are saying, oh, don't worry, guys, these high prices are temporary. They're coming down. Don't worry. I would say worry. I wouldn't say don't worry. It's not going to be an easy, and here's the thing. I was reading somewhere is that it was like the Trump administration was actually surprised that the price of oil went up. I'm like, why would you be surprised? You're attacking the place where a lot of the world's oil, I don't know. I don't know how they didn't figure that one out. Scott, I think if he says it ends soon, he means the world. Maybe. Oh gosh. Let's see. No, a nice woman. We shared our favorite YouTube channels. Okay, awesome. I love it. And let's see, Rory, no more casinos for anybody. Yeah. Ooh, and Brian is in with a $1 super sticker. That has done it. We now have a show tomorrow. Fantastic. We'll be able to see if one of us won. I'm hoping. I'm really, really, really hoping. But guys, that does release our final goat here, which is our math goat. So Professor Goat is in the building. And thank you once again, Brian. So we will be back here tomorrow. We're going to do it all over again. I can't wait. I can't wait. So guys, we got about 5 minutes left. I mean, if you ask a really involved question, it might be longer, but you know, get that last second, get your last second questions in. I'm going to call it the last second questions. Brian, I'm hoping somebody will win the coin here. I agree. I really want somebody in this community. And you know what? Even if one of you guys lies and says you want it, it'll still make me happy. I'm not saying to lie. Don't lie, guys. Be honest. But, you know, I still would love to see one of us or two of us win. Let's see. And be online. It won't be me. Oh, Samantha. Did you really have to? We got our super sticker 149 because there is a fifth goat. And that goat is our holiday goat, our special event goat, and oh boy, it is our St. Patrick's Day goat. And now here we go. Here we go, folks. Let's do this. Oh my God. It's not as funny as the first time. I've gotten used to it, but I still love this. This is like cool. All right, so there is our St. Patrick's Day goat. And this goat will be retiring. Actually, tomorrow will be the last time you can see this goat because I believe St. Patrick's Day is on Saturday. So we will, as of Sunday, we'll have a new one. We'll have an Easter goat. So, boy, that's cool. That is cool. Time for some green. Absolutely. Wealthsimple does not like me. It won't be me winning. Well, I don't think they can choose. I don't think they can choose. So ALV in a channel or something like that is you're asking a question to try to keep me here, Pathfinder. Is ALV in a channel? I don't know. I can take a look though. All right. Alva Petro. All right. Where is Alva Petro in here? Oh, down here. All right, let's take a quick gander. Luckily, I can spot channel. Ooh, well, there might be a channel there. All right, let's take a look here. Let's see what we got. I'm going to pull up a couple lines. All right, let's see here. You see, it looks like we were in a channel, but they may have just broken out. So when I'm looking at something like this, maybe they'll get back into the channel. That's a possibility. But right now, they've broken out of this channel. But they were in a channel. They were in a channel. There we go. Whoops. I forgot. I went to full screen. Here we go. Back again. Sorry. This is Alva Petro. And like I was saying, they were in a channel, but they just broke out. They just broke out of the channel. So at this point, if I was looking at this and I was thinking swing trade, I would be like, I need to see if they're coming back in the channel, and then I would want at least one hit to make sure that we're staying true to that channel. So, because it can happen, it can break down like this and come right back in. And here, I'll pull up you know what? Let's just draw. We'll draw this scenario, and we'll see if it happens. I'll leave this here for tomorrow. But there's always that possibility that it can come back up like this, and then back down, and then of course back up again. So there is that scenario. But if it doesn't do this, if it doesn't come back in and do this, then this channel is invalidated. So, but yeah, Alva Petro was in a channel. All right. I'm going back to big screen. Carol says, so cute. Let's see, MC Green and some Guinness lads. There you go. Good old Guinness. Guinness used to make really good commercials. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the old Guinness commercials. Like there was one where a Guinness truck with a bunch of Guinness kegs in it, got trapped in a bunch of lava. And all the guys in the bar were like, they fire walked across the lava to get the beer. I'm like, all right, that's kind of creative. So anyway, Bismarcky 250 was my highest spin. No 60K or 100K for me. All right, well, that might make it hard to win, but it doesn't. You just need one entry to win, right? Nice did see something about the banks could lose up to 600 million because of the lowering fees. Is that how much they could? That's a good amount. Yeah. That could certainly be interesting. Maybe it'll create like a buying opportunity with bank. And yeah, Path says, thanks, Candace. Appreciate it. All right, guys. All right, we are at that 1 hour, 30-minute mark. We're going to be back here again tomorrow. We're going to do this all over again. And tomorrow, HDIV versus VDY drops. Channel members, you can watch that right now. So that's a good one. That's a good one. Until next time, though, guys, I just got a couple of words I wanted to say before I head out into the, what do we call it? I don't know, into the world. And that is bye-bye.